Hey guys, Hayden here again from Alarm System Store, and today we're going to be going over a quick tech tip about the powerG wireless PG9935 Shock Sensor. So this is on our website if you'd like to check it out, alarmsystemstore.com. But essentially, whenever we have people purchase this item, I get a lot of questions regarding the read switch on it, because this sensor is not only a shock sensor, a vibration sensor, but it is also essentially a door/window contact as well. So when we get in here, we'll see basically the contact as well as a magnet. So this is the contact itself, and this is the part that absorbs and monitors the shock aspect, but it's also got a read switch in there so that you can pair it with the magnet that comes in this little baggie. This magnet essentially, like I said, acts as a door window switch. So you put the magnet on the door or the window, and this goes on the frame, and essentially you have two contacts in one. However, whenever you enroll this device, it doesn't automatically turn that read switch on. By default, it just has the shock sensor aspect active, so it expects this to be mounted, as a shock sensor, but it doesn't turn on the read switch because that is technically an optional feature. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to enroll this on my DSC NEO here, and then I'm going to go into the programming and I'm going to show you guys how to turn on the read switch for this shock sensor. It's pretty quick. All you got to do is enable it essentially, but getting to that section can be a little confusing if you've never done wireless programming on a NEO. So I'm going to move the camera over here real quick, I'll enroll the device, and then I'll show you where to go into programming so that you can activate that read switch. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I have the shock sensor enrolled and I have the magnet here, and on all of these powerG style sensors you'll see a little notch, and that'll show you where the actual read switch inside here is, which basically just means that's where the magnet needs to be closest to. But as you can see, even with the magnet separated, our zone is not showing open. It does have it enrolled, and putting the magnet to it doesn't do anything. Essentially, right now, that sensor is only monitoring the shock sensor that's inside that contact. So we need to go into programming, *8, installer code, and then we need to go to section 804 for wireless programming. Once we get there, anytime you have a wireless sensor enrolled, you can go to that sensor's zone number in this 804 section, and that will give you any options that are available to that wireless device. So I have it enrolled as zone 1, so just type in 001, and it's got device toggles, zone EOL, shock sensor, and then back to device toggles. So each sensor is going to have its own set of programming options here. The one we're looking for is a toggle option, so I'm going to click star on device toggles. Alarm LED, that's just the LED for the device. You can either have that on or you can turn it off. If we scroll to the right, you'll see read switch here. It's the second option under this section, and it's set to in right now. So if we hit star and change that to yes, that tells this contact to start monitoring that read switch that is built into this contact. So we could go over the other options. There's not a whole lot to it. You can adjust things like the shock sensitivity of this sensor. I'm not going to do that because I'm not doing a shock test right now. But essentially, anytime you enroll a wireless device, check the manual. It will show you what options are available within the system so that you can kind of customize the sensor to your liking. In this particular case, the read switch is generally more of a requirement, so that's why I'm going over this one. But some sensors do have other options you can choose from that might be better for your situation. So now I've backed out of programming, and as you can see, I do have an open zone. That is zone 1, which is our shock sensor here. So now, if I put the magnet to the shock sensor, it clears that, and it gives us the check mark and says we're ready to arm. So now, the reed switch is working. So we have both a door/window contact as well as a shock sensor. There is also an auxiliary input for this device, so that might be handy if you have like a hardwired switch on a portion of a window, or if you have two windows right next to each other and you want to put the shock sensor in the middle. You could probably capture vibration from both windows as well as have a reed switch on both. But for the main point of this video, that is how you turn on the reed switch for this device. So if you guys have any other questions, you can check out any of our other videos on alarmsystemstore.com, or if you're just interested in purchasing some powerG equipment for a DSC NEO or an IQ panel, we carry both systems on our site as well. Just check out our site, alarmsystemstore.com. We also are on YouTube. If that's where you're watching this, please leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will catch you guys on the next one.